Dennis, where are you today?
Yeah, I'm in the Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic. Very cool. I am in Spain, but I'm actually outside of the continent of Spain. I'm in Lanzarote, one of the Canary Islands, very close to Africa, actually. We are doing a little offsite with some of the new team members of Microverse, and we always work remotely, but I get to see them in person this week, which is really, really happy for me.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
cool.
let me take a look at the chat. What do we have so far? Um, it's there we go. Okay, so we have people from Venezuela, Iran, Kenya, Argentina, Ireland, Colombia, Peru, Togo, Mexico, Ethiopia, Kazakhstan, India, Pakistan, Rwanda, Slovenia, Algeria, India, Honduras, Ghana, Lebanon, Zambia. We have another person from Dominican Republic. That's pretty cool. Burundi,
Yeah.
Uganda, another person from Venezuela, Afghanistan, Tunisia, Congo, Cyprus, Egypt, Dubai, Cameroon. That's super cool. Welcome, everybody. We will start right away. And feel free to ping other people if you know anyone wanted to join and they missed it, send them the link. And we're just gonna get started. And first of all, Dennis, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm feeling great. Yeah, I'm feeling great and I'm also feeling grateful. Yeah.
So good. Good to hear. Good to hear. So, for everybody to have a little bit of context, Dennis is a former Microverse student. It's one of our alumni, what we call a micronaut. Dennis joined the program in 2020, at the end of 2020. He completed Microverse in the middle of last year. Is that correct, Dennis? Like June, July, I
Yes.
think.
Yes, that's correct.
And since the beginning of this year, he started working as a software engineer for another company. I'll let Dennis, talk much more about that. But I wanted to introduce also a little bit of Dennis, life story or context because it's super interesting, and I want to talk about that today because Dennis has 15 years of experience working for the national police in Haiti, where he's originally from as an IT specialist, and he somehow decided like to quit that super career there to become a software engineer working internationally remotely, and I think it takes a lot of courage, and I know a lot of people feel afraid to make a decision like that, to switch careers, to take a big leap of faith. And I think your story, Dennis, will be very inspiring for a lot of people, so I look forward to hearing more about that. So let's just get started. My question to start is just so that people have a little of context. Where are you working? Nowadays, which company are you working for? What are you doing?
Nowadays I'm working for Bears Dev. It's I can't say the number in Latin America. And I'm working as a full stack web developers and say let's say a real full stack web developers. Yeah.
So you're working with at least part of the stack that you learned at Microverse, which is the Ruby and Ruby on Rails part. Are you
Uh,
also doing front end development and React and Redux?
I'm doing almost, not almost, fully Rails, 100 Rails, and now what I'm doing is 100% of what I've learned from Microverse.
Well, are you focusing more on the backend part or like full stack web development?
Yes, I'm focused more on the backend part.
Cool. Which kind of work do you do at Virus? Like it's a company that does software engineering for other companies, correct?
Yes, and then they assign me to a client, and then I'm doing like a full stack development for the client. For example, now I'm assigning to a client who is located in Chicago.
Cool.
And then, yeah, the client assigned me a project, and I'm working on that project. It's for a pizzeria in Chicago, and I heard that pizzeria is so famous, maybe the most famous pizzeria in Chicago. And I also even sometimes when I'm looking at uh, the work, the store, the pizza, or the recipe, I even asking myself if I may not make a jump over there to taste because I'm working so hard for them, so I need to taste that pizza definitely.
Is this your first client that you work for at Bytes, or you were at a different client before?
Oh, that's my first client. And
First client.
usually they want the developer to have a longer commitment with the client. Okay, not just working 3 to 6 months with a client, but have a long-term commitment with the client, and it could take years. Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. I didn't know that part, and I think, no, as a company, I understand that, but also I think for most of the people going through Microverse today, I think one of the best decisions you can make is to join a company where you will have the opportunity to go really deep into whatever product you're building. And I think if you're jumping from project to project every 3 months, it's really hard to go very deep. But if you can stay with the company for like, a year or two working on the same product with the same teams, like you end up building better relationships and you end up going much deeper in the complexity of the project. So like I'm excited to ask you what are you working on, in 6 months or in a year. I think it's gonna be pretty cool what you're gonna be doing. I'll be asking you more questions about the work and this job and how you got it and all those things. I know people often want to hear about that, but I first wanted to ask about your life before this job, even your life before Microverse. What were you doing before joining Microverse?
Before joining Microverse, as you mentioned before, I worked for the police force of my country as an IT specialist for 15 years. It's like I built my whole life here. I joined very young, like I was like 21. Yeah, 21. I joined the police force and worked as an IT specialist. And I was at the university in the time, and I had all my career here. I came at the lower level and then rose to the top level, which means I was kind of senior civil servant at the police force. I was in the top level, even like some making decision level. Yeah, and that was kind of pretty cool. It was all my life. I dedicate all my life here and doing that, and I was doing like a little bit of software development, a little bit, which means it can be like 15 to max 25% of my work were kind of around software development, and other part of my work were most kind of administrative and leadership stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, yep, this is what I was doing before joining
What
Microverse.
and what made you make the decision of changing careers and leaving this like a public job in such a high level of your career? What was the moment that you decided, what, I'm gonna leave this job and I'm gonna start something new?
Yeah, to be honest, it was kind of tough decision. And then I said it's gonna be a game-changing move when I found Microverse and heard about it. Okay, I say, and I really like development because it's part of my job. And I say I need to be fully committed to software development. But to do that, I need to like quit my job, be in Microverse for almost a year, and then it was not that easy to like take that decision. It's kind of heavy, having your whole life here and then kind of switch back then. And then I realized like I'm gonna do something that I really love, which is software development. And then I am defined like most of the people are defined by what they are doing, right? And especially our job, which we spend most of the times in the day in, it's what defines you because it helps you to bring value to something. It helps you to build something. And then it also helps you to feel different, to make the difference, right? And I feel like, okay, now I'm gonna be like, say, full stack software developer. I'm gonna build software for people all around the world, and I'm gonna make difference at a larger scale. And then so I decide, okay, I'm gonna make that job. As you said before, it's a leap of faith, and I did it.
Did you have anybody in your life who was kind of like not so sure about your decision? Was like, what are you doing? That's crazy, stupid.
Yes, my elder brother was kind of like not so sure and say why you are doing that, and then you reach the top, and then why making that hard switch? This is how he call it. That's a hard switch. Why making that hard switch? And I say, this is what I want to do. It defines me. And for sure, I will have the time working remotely. I will have the freedom that I want. And then I can do more thing. I can be more. And then say, okay. And then I switch. And then it was like watching me from afar. See how I'm gonna evolve in, and then at my surprise, after finishing Microverse, especially when I was in the job searching curriculum, he applied, and now he's a Microverse student.
is he in the lunch and learn today?
I
Oh
don't
no.
know. I don't know if he's in here, but
What's the
yeah,
name? What's the name of your brother?
David.
David, are you there?
Yes.
Say hi in the chat if you're that's super cool. What was your brother doing before Microverse?
And it was also a civil servant, but it was working in the telecommunication field.
Cool.
Okay, with a like a 17 years of careers.
Wow. So you were clearly an inspiration for him to also take that risk, right?
I can say so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to someday having David here too in Lunch and Learn. That's gonna be fun. I'll remember that very fondly.
Yeah.
So help me understand what was the gap that you saw in your career? Because I understand, there was some software development in your previous job. It was a small part. It was the least, the smallest part, but you knew a little bit about coding before. What was the need that you saw to join school for, like 7, 8, 9, 10 months? Why didn't you decide to just apply to jobs directly?
I feel like that I need to improve my tech stack. And then what was offering to me as opportunity when I compare it, and then I saw that I will not only need to improve my tech stack, because honestly, someone can become a software developers on YouTube, on Free Code Camp, or whatever. You can just on Udemy, you can be a software developer or learning new skills, building project, whatever it is. But finding a place where I can either build myself in hard skills is different. And I know that at Microverse, I will have like the opportunity to do both, and also the training in a work environment. It's like a simulation, or maybe I can say that an advanced reality from what it is outside in the real world. And I know that I will have that, and then it's not only having the hard skill know to code will have me a job and also a career, because in my experience I know that communication, leadership, and a lot of stuff, these things are really important to have a career. And then I say, okay, I can have all that package here at Microverse, and I'm gonna make the job.
That's amazing to hear. And someone was asking a question in the Q&A that I thought was really good. And, they're saying, what did you do with your 15 years of experience? Like, did you just pack that and you just put it aside and left it behind you? Or did you like bring some of that with you? Like, was it that wasted time, or like it actually helped you to be where you are today?
Oh no, it's not a waste of time. For example, like we're all developers here. I just remember when I first started using your computer, it was like Windows 3.1. And then now we have Windows 11. It's just an upgrade. But Windows 3.1 has done its purpose. And now we'll keep on upgrading. My 15 years was not a waste of time. It was really important for me. It built me and made me who I am. And now I'm keep on upgrading.
Yeah. What do you think was the most important like type of lessons learned that you brought from your previous career? Was it like the technical side of things or the soft skill side of things?
Both.
What was something that, what if you were to choose the most important thing that you learned at Microverse, what would you say, the thing that made the biggest difference to help you be where you are today?
What made the bigger difference to help me? What it's
What was the
definitely.
most influential thing, the most important lesson?
Yeah, the most important thing is definitely about soft skills is how to be a great collaborator because you will need it. It's really important. By doing pair programming and also having stand up with a team, it helps me to know exactly how to fit in a team. And one of the most important thing that I learned from Microverse and that I can see it's kind of some sort of a booster shot. It's my personality test. And then, at the beginning, yes, I have a personality test, and I figure out that I was an assertive INFG. And then I'm trying to learn more about it, and I also learn more about me. So it helps me decide exactly what I want to be and where I want to be by knowing more myself. And knowing more myself also helped me to fit better in a team. And I think I'm still using it in my career now. It's really important, and it brings greater result.
And that's amazing. How good was your English before joining compared to now? And because you're working in English the entire day today, right?
Yes, definitely entire day today.
How
And
did it help you to have the 7 months at Microverse, like having to work in English?
And my English was kind of good before, and then
Okay.
having an intensive practice on a daily basis make the difference. It can switch to good to better and to better to best. But as the saying goes, practice makes perfect. So working as a daily basis English practice from 6 to 8 hours a day makes a huge difference in people's vocabulary, pronunciation, and so on. It made a huge, very huge difference, and you will need it in the work environment because you always have the training. You already have
I
that training.
It's a very common question that we get asked on, okay, do I need to know English to join Microverse? And it's the answer is yes, because you're going to be working in English from day one, as Dennis had to do. But you don't need to be, like extremely proficient or a native English speaker. I'm not, Dennis not. It's like you're gonna have a lot of hours of to practice that. But if you want to start a remote, international, global career, like Dennis, like you're working now for a company in Chicago. I imagine a lot of the people in the company are from the US.
Yes, like say most of the team, only two
Yeah.
of us are not from the US,
Okay.
which mean English is a must.
That makes total sense. So English, and I was talking to someone yesterday about this. The fact that some people are like, wait, but why do we need to give up our language and our culture to, work? Why does English have to be like, and I think that's not the point, right? The point is English is a good second language that can help us all come together, work together, so that we can show what's unique about us to other people, right? And Dennis, what's your like, I would say like mother language, like your like native language?
Yeah, my native language is Creole and French.
Okay, so I'm very curious about this. Have you had a conversation with anybody in your team about your language, like your culture, with people in the US?
Yes, we do have like a donut in the team.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and I met a lot of people in the team through donut also like make some cultural exchange. Yeah, and then it's pretty cool. Yeah.
By the way, for people who don't know what Donut is a bot in Slack that every week or every other week will pair you up with a random person in the organization. And a lot of companies we use it. Well, we use it with students for the coffee and code. We also use it internally in the company for different team members to meet with each other. And a lot of companies do that. And this is something I love about remote work is that while English is an important element of bringing all of us together to collaborate. These environments just create an opportunity for us to learn from each other things that have nothing to do with the work, nothing to do with coding, right? And I was wondering how many people from Chicago have had a chance to like work with someone from Haiti and get to know their culture culture. And the fact that we are living in a world where like that is happening much more often than before, I think it will create much more empathy, much more curiosity in the world. And I don't know, that's a world that I feel excited about.
Yeah, that create more empathy, and then like you will do better in a job when people knows you. And I think it's crucial, like we know our teammate, because beside of the day-to-day job, the coding activities or whatever it is, we do have others like uh, uh, others thing to do. We do have others preoccupation, and by knowing your teammate, it will be easier for you to fit in and to get along with that person, because you know his story, even though you don't have all the details, but you know that person, and it also upgrade the level of trust. And that's really important, because you must like count on the teammate. And yes, and by knowing that person with more empathy and upgrade the level of trust, it builds better result. And I can see that all of those things are kind of efficiency oriented, because you will be more productive, more efficient by working with people that you know, people that you trust.
Yeah, absolutely. There is even a lot of like research from the last few years on companies like Google have figured out that the most important factor to create successful teams is not how intelligent they are, how much experience they have, is how much trust team members can build with each other, how vulnerable can their conversations be, because that's what protects them and make them successful when things get hard, is the capacity to communicate to each other, to show empathy, to show care for each other. And I think so many people focus on the hard skills only, right? On being intellectually intelligent, and we often forget about the emotional intelligence and the people who are with us. And I think it's good to see companies that are like finally understanding that and changing and focusing on that part of what it means to be a professional. And talking about, hard moments, what was the hardest thing about your journey at Micros? What was the hardest moment or the hardest thing for you to learn?
My hardest moment, like emotionally, was when I repeat the second week. Yeah, that was kind of hard for me emotionally. And then, yes, I tried so hard, trying to do my best, but I repeat that week. And then, yeah, I was kind of frustrated, honestly. I reached out to my mentor, and then he told me, okay, I understand that you're kind of frustrated if you have to repeat that rig, even though you like did it, what you have to do, but you did not submit it up on time. And then you say, okay, you say the best thing to do is to see that as an opportunity to master that. Okay. And say, okay, I'm gonna do it in 2 or 3 days. You say, no, take your times. You will see like a lot of things that you missed before. And then don't be so hard on yourself. And then I follow its advice and I repeat the week. And the most joyful thing was I was assigned to a new team, and that team from that day on, it's like even though we're kind of separate apart, but we're still connected right now. Till right now,
Oh, that's cool.
me and
That's
my team
cool.
were still connected. And
That
yeah,
that is
it's like
amazing.
it's like that tragedy brought me a new family, and then emotionally and also technically, I figured out a lot of stuff that I did not really understand before, because what I have in mind before is that finish the week, uh, do all the assessment, and that's okay. But it's not the purpose. It's not the purpose of learning. We learn to transform ourselves, not for like doing some task. No, we're not robot. We're human. We learn to grow, to improve, to transform ourselves. And then I figure out that the most important is not to finish the task on time. It's also good, better, and say best to finish it on time. But what is most important is to learn, to grow, to transform yourself, and to know that what you're learning this week will be part of you, and you can also transfer it to others, because the purpose of knowledge is to share, right? By just finishing a task and I cannot even explain it and share it to others and help others, because I always dreamed to be a mentor at Microverse. But how can I be a mentor if I did not really understand this? And also I had that emotional level up, and I keep on going.
That's an amazing story. You went to become a co-reviewer and a project reviewer and a mentor. How was that experience?
Uh, Wonderful. One more wonderful. And yes, at first, because of my mentor, I always want to be a mentor because he helped me so much. And I say, okay, I have to give back. I receive a lot, so I need to give back. And that's my philosophy. And I say, okay, okay, I'm gonna be a mentor. I want that. And when I receive the email that I'm be a mentor, I will like it and trying to help a lot. I even like helping people that I was not assigned to, right? Because I feel like mentoring is not only having a student that you know you have to follow up every Friday, but now it's gonna be like be with that person on a regular basis, okay? Because that person needs some emotional support, especially making a certain decision to commit to remote online school for a long period of time, that you will really need an emotional support. And I was trying to be there for the people that I connect with. And then after that, I applied for being a code reviewer, but my application did not I was not accept at first, and I was like being a project reviewer, not trying to help more, and then keep on not even the mentoring job, but also on another level, like helping people achieving and mastering the soft skills, because I know from experience, I know it's really important to have a career. Your soft skill will not get your job for sure, but it can give you a job. It can give you a job, but it's not the main point. But it's the main point to have a career inside of an organization.
Absolutely. What
And then after that, I keep on applying again to be a code reviewer, and then I was finally accepted because I also want to like help my other peers, other students at Microverse about code reviewing, because I feel like there's some sort of complaint and I just want to make the difference. And my philosophy was like always be there for the person that I'm connect with. Even though I finished the review project, they check on me on Slack and I try to respond as fast as possible, trying to give them more guidelines and then keep going like this. And it makes a huge difference in my job today, because I'm still using all the techniques that I learned from project reviewing and code reviewing in my day-to-day job.
that is so amazing. I've actually seen an important correlation between I'll tell this with story. I was talking to an employer, a company who has hired, I think, 7 micronauts so far. And they told me, Ariel, can you send us only people who have been co-reviewers and project reviewers, because they come with the different types of of mindset, right? For them, it's
Yeah.
not just about getting the job done through code. It's that they're there to help other people. They communicate better. They're better team players, and that makes a huge difference. And I can tell, that you clearly have that in you, and that you were able to put that into practice. And I'm really proud of you, Dennis. It's a great story and very inspirational. I
Thanks a
really
lot.
hope more people feel like you.
Thanks a lot.
Did you feel imposter syndrome at some point in this journey?
And as I really love to say, we developers, we switch from God syndrome to imposter syndrome from time to time. It's like, I don't know, there's a switch button. And then, yes, most of the time I suffer from imposter syndrome. And most of the time after like finishing a task on amazing job, yes, and now I'm switching from God syndromes, knowing I'm the best developer in the world. But one of the most important thing is I found a way to fall back with imposter syndrome by writing an article about it. It was my first article at Microverse, my first Medium article. And I say, I'm not going to write an article as an assignment. I just want to write something that add value, that helps people, because I know I've been suffering from that. Uh, Even after Microverse was still suffering from that, but I know it may be harder for others to overcome that. But if I find a way to manage it, I can share it. And then I say, okay, it's gonna be my first Medium article, my first article on Microverse. And if you check on my Medium account, you will see that my first article, how to fight imposter syndrome with a simple algorithm.
That is super cool. I will try to find the link and share it in the chat. In the meantime, let's talk about the process of getting your job. It's something that a lot of people, of course, that's the thing that brings us all together here. How do we support each other to grow, to eventually land a job that makes us happy, where we can continue growing? So I'm not surprised that people, it's really what they want to hear about the most. So how did you find your current job at Virus Dev?
Uh, for the moment, I was just contacted by on LinkedIn by a recruiter at Barris Dev, but it was in the same time that I was in the process with interning in the box. Okay, like both contact me directly, and interning in the box contact me through my portfolio.
Hmm.
Yes, they check on my portfolio. They see what I've done, and they'll say and send me a message. Do you want to like connect with us and give us a time frame that will be suitable and stuff like that? So I just connect, and then it was kind of amazing. That after it was kind of hard. It's like I had a bunch of rejection and non-insert application, and then it's like what's kind of hard, whatever it is. And then I found that, and in the meantime, while I was job searching, I keep on crafting my skills, both like hard and soft skills, and I use Prem a lot. I use Prem a lot, at least 3 times a week.
Oh wow! Can you tell people a little bit more about Pramp? I don't know if everybody is familiar with it.
uh Prem is like a platform where you can like practice some coding interview, some behavioral interview, everything that you'll need to do, like a simulation of what it is. It's so stressful as a real um situation. Then yes, I practice a behavioral technical interview a lot on Prep, and as I mentioned, at least twice a week. I did it so much. Keep on practicing and crafting my skills, and then keep on looking for jobs, applying, and then also crafting my improving my as a code and project reviewer. I can improve better my portfolio, my especially my social account like LinkedIn, Angelis, and I was kind of active on Twitter. And I think for me it's important to mention it. I'm still active on Twitter, especially in Twitter Tech, where a community where developers of all around the world gather and keep on like exchanging uh, things that were really important, like knowledge. And then uh, my first job at Internet of the Box was kind of related to that, because I was kind of accepted as a community developer, right? Also working in the front end of that company, and also making promotion on social media for that, because I was kind of active on Twitter. And then in the meantime, I've done with like both process in the meantime. And then after that, or after maybe a month and a half, I received my offer from Bears Dev, and then I made the switch. And yeah, here I am right now.
What were you looking for in your ideal job?
Mm, it could be an opinion, could be the way I see things, but I know in a job, salary is crucial. Definitely, we cannot denied, but it's not uh, everything. Okay, salary is crucial because you need money to respond to your needs, but you also need a place to grow, a place to have a career, a place to make the difference, an environment that push you to do better. Okay, and having a good salary that I can take care of my family and do all the stuff that I love, and also I have a place where I know I have the possibility, the opportunity to learn, to grow, to add value, to be more. It's really crucial, and I was desperately looking for that. And honestly, I can say that I'm still receiving offers other than what higher than what I had in Bears Dev, but I refused them because the environment that Bears Dev offer me, it's kind of hard to find in the industry. And I know here is like a little bit like Microverse, where less than 1% of applicants, okay, it are accepted. And then I have a place to learn, to grow. Right now, I'm in hackathon. We have evaluation, and then it's a place where you can be yourself. And having a place or job where you can be yourself and to grow, to learn, it's more important. And that was I was looking for, and I found it, and I'm going on it.
So very often we believe that the companies will interview us, they're going to select us, but it sounds like you also selected the company that you wanted to work for. What were the questions that you asked to the company to interview them to know that they were the right company for you?
My question is, what's the core value behind the company?
That's
As
amazing.
an
What was it for Virus that convinced you?
And then, as I mentioned before, that personality test was really crucial for me because it helps me figure out exactly who I am and what I want. And what I'm looking for as a co-value in a company is not only a company that here making money, making products, no, but a company that trying to make the difference in each community, in the community that the company is, the company that trying to make the difference in employees' life, because it's really important when the company make a big difference in your life, and then they're trying to add value everywhere they are, and then I figure out that they core value are aligned with mine. I say, okay, that's the perfect fit for me.
That's very cool. What does a normal day at the job look like today?
A normal day at the job, like you're assigned tickets, and we have meetings, not like as we do have at Microverse, a stand up in the morning and in the afternoon, but we do have stand up, and we have sprint retrospective every Monday and also every Friday. I will have next to that, I will have a sprint retrospective, okay, to figure out if we achieve our goals and keep going what needs to be done. We do have meetings, and after that meeting you are assigned tickets, and then you have a time frame, or you can set a time frame to work on that ticket. But it could happen that beside the ticket there's other emergency, okay, and then I name it firefighter mode. And then, like yesterday, we were in firefighter mode. There were a problem with a store and with the time windows in the store. And then we need to fix that as soon as possible because the client is losing business. And then it's like a fire to extinguish. And then I just received a message on my Slack and say, Dennis, fire in the room. When I received that message, I know that I'm in firefighter mode and just gather with the team in a quick meeting. We do have a quick meeting, 5 minute max, to know exactly what's going on and how we're gonna tackle it, and then jump to the problem and trying to solve it. Beside the firefighter mode, we do have a regular day like solving tickets, fix bugs, and yes, whatever.
Do you do you have do you define your own working hours, or is it always you need to be there always from the same time until the same hour, and you need to be those hours every single day?
And then as a huge remote company, and that's what I like. I had that freedom, and then freedom is priceless. We don't really define the hour, but we know that we do have 8 hours to work in the day, and then we do have some specific task in a specific hour. As I told you, right after that meeting, okay, at noon in my time, I will have a sprint meeting, and we do have other tasks, on a specific hours. But you have a time frame of 8 hours to accomplish a certain task, and then you have that freedom. As I learned to work with people in different time zone while I was at Microverse, which is a plus for me because it helped me a lot in my work environment. I can pair up with people. Do I have a teammate in India? I work a lot with them, and then yes, I can pair. We are the two foreigners in the team. All the other in the United States, I can pair up with him, and then in his time frame, and we can walk and solve a problem. And then I'm just gonna make sure that I will take like the most profitable 8 hours for me in the day and a part of his hours in the day to do the job.
That I think that's something that I can identify with. And at Microverse, for example, as a team, we have our core hours where we all are expected to be kind of available. If you're in Europe, it's usually in the afternoon. If you're in the Americas, it's in early in the morning. But other than that, like you work anywhere, or anytime you want, so that if you have kids and you need to take them to school, or if you like taking a big break in the middle of the day to go to the gym or go running, like just to let you live your best life. And you still have your responsibilities, but when you're working remotely, I mean, there is no way to control which hours you work anyway. So like, why not giving people the freedom to just to be professional, and they will get the job done, but they will find their best moment to do it. And I think that that's something important to look for in a remote job, is a company that understands that they shouldn't be trying to control you, because that's not how you treat a professional, right? I'm
Definitely.
glad that you found a company like that. And how has your life changed, if you were to compare before Microverse and after Microverse, this job, has your, like, I don't know, quality of life improved? In which ways you feel like life is different?
I think life is different in many ways because it improved in other aspects. Financially, I had more freedom. I immigrated to live with my family. Now I left Haiti, and now I'm in Dominican Republic, immigrate to live with my family, and I have the time to taking care of him, and then everything improves, and then I have what I want, and I know I can make a career upon it, and I know my skill set, where the hard or soft skill will be in demand, and then that's great hope. I can say that.
That makes me very, very, very happy to hear that. I think I mentioned this to you already, that it makes my day to hear something like that. I can go to sleep feeling grateful for the job that I have, and very proud of the work we're doing at Microverse, but also very proud of your hard work, because at the end of the day, we can help you, but the people who make this possible is you, right? Like all of you at Microverse who are working 8, 9, 10 hours every day to continue pushing forward. We can guide you, we can push you a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's you. And as you can tell, I think, from everything that Dennis is sharing with us today, there is a lot of intentionality in your journey. You put a lot of passion. You went beyond what was expected from you. You were not just trying to make progress or finalize the project on time. You're trying to help other people. You were making the time to process your own learning by writing articles, and you understood the importance of soft skills and collaboration. You were learning more about yourself, and those are all things that the program can create the space for you to do those things, but you also need to want to do those things. And that, I think, is what marks the difference between the people that will do well and the people that will have a hard time. I think that's going to be much more important than whether you have previous coding experience or anything else. I think is that motivation that gets you very far away. So thanks for sharing your story with us, Dennis. I will go. We have a lot of questions in the Q&A. I will, skim through them to see which ones we have already answered, which ones which ones we haven't. We're gonna find a recorded video. We'll be publishing this in YouTube probably in the next couple of weeks. Then it's a question more about Microverse, but I want to more about like me finding the idea of Microverse. I want to focus on Dennis today. Let's see. Do you think there is a difference between applying to jobs when you're a very young applicant compared to someone like you, Dennis, who had more experience? Do you think that it's more positive, no negative? What's your take on this?
There's pros and cons, right? When you're kind of young and you're applying to job, you have such energy, okay, such passion, because you want to go hard, you want to go fast, and you know that you have a package, and then you need to deliver that package to show what you can do, show the world what you can do. And then that's a pros of it. But the con is things are way different in life, and then it will require patience, and then a lot of self-control, right? And because things are not really what we are expect, and then that's the difference. And when you have previous work experience, and then in job searching stuff, it will help you a lot, and you will need a lot of motivation. You will need a lot of self-control, a lot of determination, because I had like 249 rejection.
Wow.
Yes, because I apply a lot. Yeah, it's a game number. Yeah, but the first week I was kind of down a little bit, and then my career coach reviewer helped me a lot. And one thing that really helps me a lot, I am always thankful for watching Lamia here in a Lunch and Learn, talking about her experience as a developer, where she's kind of, I will not say our situation are kind of similar. She had two offers, and I think I had two offers, but I learned a lot from her, and I'm still thankful because it helped me as a code reviewer to like use Lamia experience as a code reviewer and how it impacts our life in a day-to-day job. And I say, okay, I'm gonna do the same. And when I will have my job, it will help me because I think it's just a process. And if I follow the rules like this, I will have the same result. And it is. And then I keep on improving my experience as a code reviewer, as I heard from Lamia and how she did it and how she made it. That was really inspiring. And I said, okay, that's what I need to her to be more and trying to find more. And then yes, and then I had a lot of help from my coach. And then yes, it is. So there's a big difference between, and there's some pros and cons working when you had experience and when you don't have. But I will, as a suggestion, I will always say that people who don't really have previous work experience, they must be more determined and have better self-control and passion.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it happens with so many things in life, right? There is no good and bad. There is no better or worse. There are just like,
Yes.
pros and cons, and it's in your hands to like get the best of that and make it, use it and get the bad side of that and try to like, make the best out of that too and control it or tame it, whatever you need to do that with that, or just expect it, right? Sometimes there are things that you can't control on the negative side of things, and just being aware of those things, I think it's an important first step. All right, there's a lot of other questions here. Let's see. Okay, so This one we covered it already, I think. Okay, this is an interesting question. Why choosing Microverse instead of making a master's degree, for example?
While I was at Microverse, I met people who had a master's degree in CS, in computer science. And that was kind of amazing. And I was asking the guy, you had a master's degree, why be here? And then I finally realized he and I were here for the same reason. We need an ecosystem. Regular or traditional school, they just provide you the skills that you need, but Microverse provide an ecosystem, and then you need that ecosystem, like, to not only have the skills, technical skills, but the training, uh, the soft skills. You will need that also to have, but because what we're doing at Microverse by pair programming, it's how it is in real world. So you will need that training. You will need that spirit, right, to be a remote software developer. And then I need that ecosystem. And then I say, okay, I'm gonna be here. And talking about master, I had a degree in law and I'm applying for a master in autumn. I will have a master in law in autumn. Yeah, I will still do have the master, but in a different field. And then, yes, I need that ecosystem to grow up. And then I found it in Microverse.
That's amazing. So you're going to be doing your master's in law, even though you're already working as a developer. You're going to be doing both things in parallel?
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Wow.
both things parallel.
Wow. That's gonna be a lot of work, but it
Yes.
shows one of my favorite values of Microverse. It's we always say we are eager learners. We're always
Yeah.
curious. We're always trying to learn new things and absorb new knowledge, and always showing curiosity. And I think you embody that really well. And companies and employers and people can feel that. And when you find someone like you, Dennis, who is so eager to learn, it's contagious, and you want to have people like you around you, because they challenge you and they inspire you to want to learn more in your life, and you know that that makes you better and that energizes you, and it's very unique, it's very precious, and don't ever lose that. It's very, very special.
Thank you very much.
All right, more questions we have here. We have like just a couple more minutes. By the way, I was noticing in the chat some people were asking in general about Microverse, how to get ready to pass the coding challenges, the admissions process of Microverse. And we're experimenting with something new that some people have mentioned in the chat. Dennis, I don't know if you know about this. You probably joined way after this. It's a new tool that we're trying that it's called Gather. And it's kind of like a little video game, and you create your character. But in the video game, it's like this massive virtual like office space, and they're like different rooms and different tables, and there are other people who are trying to join Microverse with their own kind of character in the video game, and then you can join them and you can learn the basics of coding together in this environment. And it's super playful, and there are former Microverse students and current students who will be helping you there, help you get ready for the program. It's a great opportunity to meet other people, to practice for programming, to get help and get accountability. I highly recommend it. I will try to find the link to share with you in the chat, but you can access this through the admissions process. Look for the option to join the practice sessions. The practice sessions used to take place on the weekends, and it was over Zoom. And recently we changed them so that they happen in this new tool that we're trying, Gather. Go there, follow practice sessions in the admissions platform, and you will get to that. It's a pretty cool thing that we're trying, and people seem to be having a lot of fun.
Wow,
Uh,
that's wonderful.
yeah. It's something we're trying to like kind of gamify and create community. And it's lovely to see it in action. You join in every hour of the day, and they're like 20, 30 people there kind of like helping each other, and it's very fun. By the way, Dennis, I think this question always get asked, and I say, answer if you feel comfortable, Dennis, and also you don't have to share specifics. People ask, okay, how much do you get paid? What is the salary of your company? And I think what people want to know is, okay, how much can I expect to make if I get a job like yours? And what do you think? How do we help people who are completing Microverse have realistic expectations. And when I say realistic, I mean, if they are too high, you will get disappointed, right? Because yeah, you're not going to be making $10,000 a month with your first job. But if you compromise in too little and you're making $300, $400, $500 a month, you're definitely making less than what you can be making. How do we guide people then is to know how much they should be making, in your opinion?
Okay, first, what I know is that the salary varies from zone and different factors. It's not a fixed salary, which means that when you just get straight out a Microverse, you'll have a fixed salary as a software developer. It depends on different factors, where you live, the cost of living, and all that. And for more guidance, they can check Glassdoor, I think, which is a great tool, where you will have a better insight of what is the salary is in your zone. And then I can say, in my perspective, you can have for the lowest level as junior entry developer. For the lowest, the very lowest, it could be something like 2000 and between 2000 and $3,005, and that's the range.
Cool, perfect. Thank you for sharing that. Trying to see if there is anything else that we can answer because we are running out of time here. There is a lot here. So let me instead ask you two things, Dennis. The first one is in like 15 seconds, what is a piece of advice that you think people who are starting a new career in software engineering that you think they need to hear?
It's not too late. That's the that's the pieces of it. It's not too late to make the difference in your life. It's not too late to do something that you love, something that you think that will add more value to you and that will help you to do better, be more, and do more. As I like to say, be more and do more. It's not too late, and you'll need commitment and be fully committed to what you're doing. It's available for all aspects of life. Be committed to what you're doing. Be dedicated.
That's amazing. I'm going to live with this. It's never too late. It's so true. We have students who have completed the program, gotten jobs at the age of 50, even 60 years old. So like, it's definitely not too late. So believe in yourself. And then it's just to close. For people that want to ask you more questions, who want to connect with you, what is the best way to do it?
They can connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay, I'm really active on LinkedIn and Twitter. Yeah, they can check my profile here, connect with me, and then yes.
I have your links here. Can I share them in the chat, by the way?
Yes, you can. Definitely.
All right, there you go. I always have them handy just in case. And then your Twitter profile. All right. Okay, we're on time. Dennis, it's been such a pleasure to have you. And in the same way that you were inspired in your career and in your journey by other Micronauts who participated in Lunch and Learns, I know that you have inspired a lot of people today. Look at that message in the chat. I am inspired. You got it right. You already made a difference in one person. And I know, Kenan is just like one of many. So thank you a lot for sharing your experience, for sharing your wisdom, for doing that in an open, vulnerable way. I really appreciate it, but I know that everybody else who is listening now live or when they watch the recording, that they will appreciate it. So thanks again, Dennis. It's just another example of you helping the community and the people around you, and somehow that will pay off in life. I know it does, and I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years we see you doing things that you couldn't have imagined that you're going to be doing. I look forward to seeing you in your career.
Yeah, thank you very much. And it was
all
really
right, everybody.
All right.
It was a pleasure to have you here, Dennis. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you again for the next Lunch and Learn. And Dennis, keep us posted on LinkedIn and Twitter, how things are going in your career. I look forward to seeing you and following you. Okay. Bye, Dennis. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.